Started recording. Alright, this is being weird. So, this is Freecell. I'm bored, so I thought, I'll bring you a random LP. I haven't done one in a while because I just got back from Canada. I'm looking for jobs. School's over. And I need something to do during the summer. And so, it's 5 in the morning. So, Freecell. Alright, now I'm pretty much going to just be doing a guide to Freecell. This is what your basic Freecell game looks like at the start. So, and the computer's giving me moves I should do, which that's a good move. But, I'm going to explain first. It's sort of like Solitaire. But there's obvious differences, like normally you wouldn't be able to see anything past this card. You'd have your stack up here, and cards would fly over, and you drag them down and then you wouldn't see all the cards. But Freecell, you can see all the cards right from the start. So, what do you do with them? Well, the goal is to get all the cards up in these 4 spaces. Going from ace, like you'd have an ace here, then a 2, and then a 3 of the same suit, and 4 suits, so 4 columns. So, how do you do that? Well, you get to the ace, and it will automatically go up. So what I'm going to do is play through and explain things as I go. Now, this works just as Solitaire does, so what I'm going to do is move the 5 to the 6. Colors alternate. It's not like Spider Solitaire, where you can be, there's no need to have, and so it's just like Solitaire in that. There's no Spider Solitaire strangeness going on. So, we're just going to keep doing that. Why not? Alright, this 3 will go to the 4. Alright. Now you see a problem here. There's no more moves on the thing. Well, what do you do? I mean, I guess it said game over, so obviously there's something to do. Well, I'll show you what you do. You have these 4 spaces up here that I've not explained yet. And I will demonstrate what they're for. So, I have no moves. Oh no, what'll I do? I will take this 9, put it up in a free space here. And so that leaves, well, I have options now. I'm going to go ahead and put this 6 on the 7. And then, I'm going to go ahead and put the 10 on the jack, the 9 on the, and so on. I'm going to do that. Now, you guys are saying, well, just move this 7 and 6 onto the 8. Just like Solitaire. Or the 5. I'm going to do the 5 onto the 6, because that's simple. So, the problem is, you can't just directly put a 7 on an 8. In this instance, you actually can. However, I'm going to undo that move and explain why you can't. Undo, there it is. Yeah, and you can't, I did a recording earlier, you can't see the menus, so I'll try to explain when I'm going to a menu. What actually is happening here is I'm not actually just moving those all, bam, once, 7 to 8, done. Like Solitaire is. Instead, this is what's happening, and I'll go through this. You're using these free spaces as places to hold these cards while you move them one at a time, and that's a key. You can only move cards one at a time, and that is what makes Freecell so difficult. The fact that you can only move one card at a time, even though the computer will speed things up. Like, I'll do it for instance if it probably won't show the menu if I do it, but oh well. I'll get to a point and I will show you guys what I mean by that, and I'll explain what the thing says, because you probably won't be able to see it because Fraps doesn't record the menus for some reason. Alright, I have a huge stack here. Is there a black queen? There's one there, but I don't want to mess up just to show you that. But it's actually not a bad move to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Alright, so I obviously don't have enough free spaces to put the jack on the queen. And that says, if you can't, I'm not sure it'll be able to read it or not. It says, it says invalid move. That move requires moving 9 cards. You only have enough free space to move 4 cards. What that means is I only have the space to do dang it, move 1 card please. Yes, I understand, I can't move the whole stack. 1, 2, 3, and then I can move this 4th card, and then what? And that's my point exactly. Actually, I'm going to show you another cool thing, because I might be able to pull this off using this trick. I have a 6 here. I'm going to move on to 7. and then move these down. And that's basically created for me an extra 3 slots. I don't think I can move it yet. Yeah, that remove requires 5 free spaces. So I can't do that. But, you know, I'm going to do these other moves, and I'm going to go ahead and slow motion these for you. Alright, what just happened? I got to an ace. What that does, it'll automatically go up because it is an ace, and it's the starting block. There's absolutely no penalty for an ace being up there by itself. Therefore, it'll move the computer moves it automatically on its own, and I'll get into that later when it's relevant. When that's a relevant topic to talk about. So, we're going to continue on with this game. An opportunity has arisen here. See, now I might have a chance to move this because an 8 is here. So let's see if it'll work. And indeed it does, because I only needed one more space. And so I'm just going to move these right back. Bam! Now I've got a huge stack here. And now I'm going to go back to just going through cards willy-nilly. 2 automatically moves up because it doesn't penalize me as well. Alright. So this is what I consider a obvious move. I don't know. I don't have a name for it, but it's a move that you just do because, well, it's easy to. It's strategically perfect. Strategically perfect move. What I'll do is move that. Now, obviously, when I bring this 2 up, the ace is going to go up, and since it's the ace of diamonds, the 2 of diamonds is also going to go up. See, and now I'm back to that, or smarter, more smartly. Now I have that. So I've freed up all my spaces, and I'm in good shape on that end of the circuit. So now I'm going to continue, and we're going to see where this takes us. So what to do next? And that's often what makes this game hard, is deciding what to do next when you're at a point like this. Because there's multiple things you can do, and they're not always right. This is saying to move the 3 up to the 2. And now I'm actually going to talk about this penalization thing I was talking about. Okay, so if I move this 3 up to the 2, why is that bad? Well, it could be bad. I don't think it would be horribly awful in this case. But it could be bad. Like, imagine if I had, see there's this 5 here. If I had a 4 there, and I put the 3 up to the 2. If I put the 3, the 4, and the 5 up, that's one less space to put like a red 4 on the 5, because you can't bring these back down. So you've got to watch that. Otherwise you can screw yourself over, or straightly put. So, but in this case I'm going to tentatively move it here, but if I need the space I will put that back. I'll put it up there, because I don't think that's going to penalize me too harshly, because I have a 3 just sitting and waiting for a 2. And I only have one more 2, so it's actually not going to penalize me at all, because these are balanced out up there. Anyway, queen goes to king. The 6-5 goes to the 7. I'm going to put that 10 here, that jack here, and this is turning out very nicely. I'm glad I did that move. There's been no penalty for that so far, other than the missing space, but I don't mind. I mean, that's how you play this game. You have to balance spaces with moves. If I do this, will I have enough moves to do what I want to do next, or will I be putting too many cards up here? And that's really the challenge of the game, is balancing that out. So now I'm going to trying to decide what the next. Yeah, it's a good move. Trying to decide what the next best option is. And I think, okay, so I'm going to do this. I can do that because put the 5, 6, 7, then the 8 down there, and then bam, it's good. Put that up, do that, put these down, switch them around, or do that. That's actually a really good move. Alright, now I want to explain another thing about this game. Can I do it well enough? Yes, I can. I'm going to move that later. Okay, right now I have 2 extra spaces, so 3 cards, right? Is there a way to do this? Not really. Wish I could. Oh, here. Alright, this is perfect, actually. Invalid move. that move requires move cards. You only have enough space to move 3 cards. So, with this amount of spaces, is it possible for me to get more? Well, I could do this, but I'm just going to get the same error, only 1 card more expensive both ways. So, what I'm going to do is really clever. You saw me use the trick earlier of putting things down here and then moving stuff around. That was really general. I probably didn't explain anything. Anyway, so actually by moving this up, well, you'd say, well, I guess you still have the same amount of spaces. However, I can do that now. And the theory behind that is this. See how that works? Whereas just moving the cards by themselves. So basically what happens is this is adding the spaces. You have these spaces here. So let's say I have 1 space here and 1 space here. So I have this 1 space, so I can put 2 cards here. Put 1 card here. And so basically I have 4. If I have only 2 spaces up here, I can't do that. I only have 3. And so if you can do that by, you can maximize your potential if you have, 1 extra card sitting there and 2 spaces up here. And that is a very good strategy in this game to use because it can get you farther ahead like I just did here. So at this point I need to get to more aces because I've got a huge stack here. That's really big actually. So I'm gonna move this 9 there. I'm gonna move a king to that space, which is going to be very risky. Should I even do it? I guess I will have to in order to progress. And that's one of the things about this game is you have to take risks to progress. I mean, you can't just. I mean, you could be a master of the game and say, "Oh, I know how to win this by looking at the first screen," but I'm not that good. Move that there. Move this here. Now, I'm going to. For now, move that there. Okay, actually, this isn't too bad. Okay. Alright, we'll just keep rolling through this. Maybe I'll get done before my time limit. See how much more do I have. I've got a minute. Oh boy. Alright, well, I'm going to roll through this real fast. I've, let's see. I don't want to calculate it. Oh yeah, that was stupid of me. So I'm just going to roll through the rest of this game. I mean, I've pretty much explained everything, I feel. And I can't progress because that's covering the 10. However, I can just change it like that. And that's Freecell. Enjoy the animation of victory. Huzzah. I feel like I've explained how it works. I mean, this is obviously a pretty quick guide, and if you've never played it before, or you've never played Solitaire, it's going to be rough for you the first couple of times. But I feel like this video will give you enough help that you can figure it out. I mean, I tried to figure this out by myself, and it took me a while. So I wanted to put up a video saying, hey, it's kind of like Solitaire, but not like Solitaire. So I hope I explained the game properly. There's a couple of strategies I didn't explain, but, not every game needs every strategy. So you can figure those out on your own. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. That's Freecell, a card game I play when I have like 5 minutes of computer downtime. So, adios, and I hope you enjoyed.